So, the Lego movie. When I first heard that they were gonna make a Lego movie, my reaction was I rolled my eyes and I said, "Really? That just sounds like a cash grab for Lego." And back in summer of 2013, when I saw the first trailer, I was like, "Hmm, it looks funny. It looks like it's going in the right direction, but something about it still didn't hook me yet." And my reaction was almost the same. But the more trailers that came out, the funnier they got, and my hopes were getting higher for it. And when the movie actually came out last weekend, I think everybody on the internet was like, "Oh my god, this movie is actually really great," and I was really surprised by that. And IMDb was giving it a 8.8/8.7 rating, which is actually really high, and it's up there with the top 250 movies of all time on IMDb. And Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 99% rating, which is really awesome too. So I was getting really excited to see this movie, and I saw it with my uncle last Saturday, and the theater was entirely packed, and we were down by the bottom, which didn't ruin the movie at all because I loved the Lego Movie. I thought it was really just great, and it was just a fun kids movie all around. It had a ton of great jokes. It had a ton of great characters, which I'll explain a bit after I get through the story. So the story is that Emmett is this Lego guy in this entire Lego world where everything is made out of Legos, and everything is what I mean because not only are the characters and the buildings in this world like Lego, but like even the water and the fire and the explosions are Lego too, which is really impressive that they were actually able to make everything out of Legos and there's no real solid object. And speaking of let's continue with the story. So Emmett falls down this hole where he meets this character, two characters, Wild Style, played by Elizabeth Banks, and this godlike character, which I can't pronounce his name right now, played by Morgan Freeman. And they say that he is the special, and he will save the world from Lord Business, played by Will Ferrell, who wants to spray the entire world with Craggle. And if you don't know what Craggle is, it's kind of like super glue for Legos. Like it freezes the Legos. Like it's kind of like Mr. Freeze's ray gun. It just freezes whatever moves. So yeah, that's the story in a nutshell for you. The two biggest strengths with the movie are the animation style and the comedy. The animation is very stop motion like, but it's CGI, like I said in my most anticipated movie reviews on my channel. And I think that was actually very clever how they did that in this movie. And it looks like it's stop motion, really, but you can't really tell what's CGI and what's stop motion. And I've heard that everything in the movie is CGI, but it's kind of hard to tell at times, really. So, yeah, that's basically what happened in the animation. The comedy is the best part of the movie because pretty much every single joke in this movie had me laughing hard. There's a couple corny jokes in the beginning of the movie which don't ruin the movie at all because the funniest jokes are to come. And it's just like every character in the movie gets a laugh. They're all very clever jokes. Um, and the characters are really good too. I was very surprised by that. Chris Pratt does the voice of Emmett, the main character, and he does a really good job. And because he's a happy-go-lucky guy, but he's not entirely happy-go-lucky because at times, like he's like, I don't know what to do. I need the instructions to figure out how to do this, and I think it was very clever how they did that. And the rest of the characters are great too. Wild Style, played by Elizabeth Banks, is a really cool character. She's very Trinity like from the Matrix. And the story sounds exactly like the plot from the Matrix, where this normal guy has this destiny where he must save the world from this danger. And they make a ton of really good jokes about like that story, and they do a really good job at like not making it too generic. Uh, Morgan Freeman is really good as the godlike magician sorcerer dude, who I can't say his name right now. Will Ferrell does a really good job as the bad guy, Laura Business. He has a ton of good jokes too. But the funniest guy and the guy who steals the show in pretty much every frame he is in is Will Arnett as Batman. And people are gonna rave about this guy and like for this movie's uh what was I talking about? No. But seriously, Will Arnett is just perfect as Batman. He has a ton of great jokes. He steals the show because he's Batman, and he's just perfect. And he might actually be a better Batman than Ben Affleck in the later Batman vs Superman movie, which is kind of surprising. So yeah, the characters are all great. The story and the writing is where it's at with this movie. I loved the Lego Movie. I just loved it, and kids and adults when they got that theater were like, "Oh my god, this movie was so awesome!" And yeah, that really helps the movie a lot for me. And the rating I will give it is a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. And later tonight, I will upload a review of RoboCop the remake after I watch the original because I haven't already. But sorry. But thank you for listening and subscribe.